Hello class, this is Mr. Mink with another drawing opportunity. We have isometric drawings. You can either do the pop star or the Rockstar, or you can do both. For some of you, these are much easier because you just see the 3D drawing that you are actually going to draw. What we're going to do is I'm going to start with the Rockstar here. And I'm going to start in the corner that's closest to me. I'm going to bring that over towards the bottom right corner. And I'm doing this in pen. You should do this in pencil, because you might need to erase, and I might mess up and need to erase as well. I'm going to start and go 3 inches along this line. So I'm going to go from here 3 inches to the right. And the lines on this graph paper are different because they are at an angle and not straight across like the regular graph paper. I'm then going to go vertical on this 2-inch. Any vertical line is directly 90 degrees straight up. We will never cut through the boxes. Then I'm going to come from this point along this line, unless you really wanted to continue this view. So I'm going to come from this corner and I'm going this way. The total is 3 plus 2, so 5 inches. That brings me all the way to this corner point. Let me slide this down so we can see. This comes up 1 inch in this corner. Make sure I'm going completely vertical. 1 inch. Okay. And then this line here comes back and it says 2 inches. It comes back 2 inches. So I bring my ruler up again. I've got to make sure I'm on or along that line perfectly. Okay, there's my 2-inch mark. If I already came up 1 inch here, based on this measurement, I can figure out what the size of this is, because I have 1 inch here, and the total object is 2 inches, which leaves me with 1 inch remaining. Set up my ruler, 1 inch. And then, my favorite game, connect the dots. I have that entire side. I'm going to continue from this back corner here. Tells me that this line is 1 inch. Make sure I'm along the correct angle. Remember, never crossing any lines. 1 inch. And then I go vertical. 1 inch. And where did I get that 1 inch from? Some of you will remember that 1 inch in height is because the entire object is 2 inches. So I have 1 inch here and then 1 inch right here. Even though you can't see it, it's there. That's the height of that, because the whole object is 2 inches. These lines connect here. And the really confusing part for students is this line and which angle to go. This line is the same distance as this one. It's 1 inch. So that's how far I'm going to go. And I've got to turn my ruler along that angle. Then I can connect those points. We're starting to see this take shape a little bit more. Towards the back, it continues to be confusing for students. It's hard to understand how the measurements work. I'm going to come back up to the front here and work on this piece. The whole piece is 3 inches on the right side. We drew that line already. The vertical here is going to be 1 inch. Same as over here, 1 inch. I'm going to come up, again, 90 degrees straight up. The cut in is 1 inch as it says in the drawing. Follow along that line, 1 inch, okay. And then the entire height of the object is 2 inches. So I have 1 inch further I need to come up. Connect the dots, making sure you're following the line. If you're not following the line and you're crossing through the boxes, your measurements are off. I now have most of the object drawn out. I'm back in the confusing area, which is figuring out how far this line comes across. The answer is done mathematically, right? 3 inches total. I remove 1 inch to get to this line, and I removed 1 inch to get to that line, leaving me with 1 inch across the back. I make sure I'm at the angle that is needed. There is my 1 inch line. If my measurements are correct, I can connect these dots without crossing through any boxes, and I have that part. I'm missing one more line to show that this travels behind the top, and there we are. My isometric drawing is done. There are no hidden lines. There are no dimensions added. I simply have my entire drawing on 30, 60, and 90 degree angles.